Good morning. How are you today? I'm Marla Copal, and I help people with their marketing and their online sales. And I help a lot of people who have frustrations and fears of doing that. So, right now, we're working with a group of people to get comfortable with going live on videos. So, this week's been an interesting week and an adventurous one. But I work with Scrappy Mindset entrepreneurs. This doesn't mean they have all the skills ready to build their business. It means that, by gosh, they're going to figure it out. And when people are in that mindset of, I don't know it, but I'm going to get it, it's a great place to be. So I like working with people with scrappy mindsets. And yet I have people come to me once in a while and go, I think I know what that is, but what is it? It's not one of those things where I want to say, well, not too sure if you don't understand. It's like, let me talk about it. I love talking about scrappy mindsets. So that's what I'm going to do to end up the week here with Friday. First of all, if you were to put a bunch of hashtags out there about scrappy mindset, you could go hashtag resolve, hashtag resourceful, hashtag achieve results, hashtag fire in the belly, or it could be a lot of things. So what I think a scrappy mindset entrepreneur is, home-based business owner is someone who says, I don't have the answer, but I'm going to find it. And I know we hear that a lot, but it's like, no, then an obstacle comes up and they can't find the answer. It's like they still keep going. They don't go, oh, I can't find the answer. They go, I'm going to find the answer. So they're actually people who like that challenge of getting over the obstacle, getting to where they want to go, and their curiosity replaces their anxiety. Curiosity cures the anxiety that they have. And I don't think people think about that very often, that anxiety is caused by many things and traumas as well. But we can all get ourselves in a snit fuss, which I can do, if we don't know something, because we get stressed. How many of you, when you were younger, you'd sit at the homework table, the dining table, trying to do your homework, and the more you couldn't get something, the more uptight you got. The more you couldn't get something, the more uptight you got. Well, that's where you have people like me in your life, because we know you've got scrappy. If you're persisting, you got a great piece of the action. But what you have to do is figure out, how is it that I come back and I take out the anxiety piece? Well, it's curiosity. So always have 2 or 3 things that you can divert your attention with, like go read an article, go read a blog, go take one word that's in your head and go find something about it and read about it. And you'll clear up the mental anxiety. And then your scrappy will be back in place to start finding you some answers. So that was a little side note. It's sometimes there's another expression out there, don't let the ants eat you away. So what are the ants? Well, the ants are in your brain. You produce consciously 2,000 neurons a second to produce your thoughts. But what you've got running around out there in your subconscious mind is 4 billion neurons. Now, the subconscious can help you with your it can try to keep you safe. It can say, oh, don't do that. Remember the last time you did that? But what your conscious brain needs to say, hey, other subconscious, I want to hear you. I want to hear the creative side. So anxiety is controlled when you start recognizing that a lot of it's coming from the part of the unconscious trying to keep you safe, or the subconscious that's trying to keep you safe. But you want to find the subconscious that could be equally as creative as keeping you safe. So go for both of them. Hey, Sherry, and it's great to see you out there. So I'm rambling a little bit, but what is a scrappy mindset again? You're resolved, you're resourceful. And when you're an independent business owner, you could be an employee and have a scrappy mindset. But when you're an independent business owner, you're a home-based business owner, you have the freedom to fail. But a lot of you are still looking at any failures you make. You're looking at them like you would be having your hand slapped by a teacher or by an employer. So what I'm finding the challenge in home-based businesses is getting out of the employee mindset, getting out of the I need to do it right mindset. Whenever you're hearing yourself in the conversation, I need to do it right. Remember that is the part of this, that is an ant. That is your subconscious trying to keep you safe. And what you want to say is, hey, elephant out there in the subconscious, the creative person, the one that's running around that I haven't paid attention to yet. What's out there that's creative that I can use and work with? So celebrate. Scrappy mindset entrepreneurs celebrate their wins, no matter how small. It doesn't even have to be business related, just small wins. You met somebody new. They look like they might be somebody fun to work with or to know more, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to make a sale today. You're building relationships. Any of us in home-based business, we're building relationships. We have no idea when they're going to pay off or if they ever pay off. They could pay off with an introduction to someone that we really want to do business with. They could pay off as a sale and a long-time customer. They could pay off as a business partner, but you never know. So a scrappy mindset entrepreneur sees every conversation as a transaction to get to know somebody, not to get something from them. A transaction to know. That is it. And this is where a lot of people forget. They think that I've got one shot at this and I'm just going to go for broke, go for all of it. And sometimes you may feel like you're being the tortoise going slowly across the race. But remember, the tortoise won. So scrappy mindset entrepreneurs are resolved. They're resourceful. If a conversation isn't going in a great way, they know how to either work with it, come back to it later. They don't see obstacles as the brick wall. They see it as something that they want to go investigate, pick apart, look at, work with. So it's all there. So, Sherry, thanks. The freedom to fail. You don't fail like you just crash and burn. Fail is an oops. It's an oops. That's all it is. It's an oops at a moment. And an oops can get corrected. So scrappy mindsets go take a look at that and they go, what do I want to do differently next time? They celebrate, scrappy mindset entrepreneurs celebrate big wins. They celebrate small wins. They have a lot of integrity. They also skip formality. Now, if you all have been watching me for a while, you know I skip formalities. I'm not too much of a formal person. Even as a kid growing up, when I would go over to my friends' houses and everybody else would call them Mr. So-and-so or Mrs. So-and-so. And I would just walk into the house and they'd introduce me and I'd go, hi, Mom, hi, Dad, because they were a mom and a dad. And they actually all got a kick out of it. They laughed, they smiled. And I probably got along with those parents just as well as I did mine because I wasn't too formal. Now, I wasn't disrespectful, but I wasn't formal. Now, you can do that sometimes in business. I know that I've had a lot of people that they want to be called by their titles. Well, it's my decision whether I call them by their title or not because I respect them, but they are not who their title is. And sometimes I have a lot of friends who are doctors and I might introduce them as a doctor, but I still call them by their first name. And so scrappy mindset entrepreneurs kind of make up their world a little bit. They stay a little outside of the guidelines that other people like to structure their life with. So if you're a scrappy mindset entrepreneur, we haven't met, I really want to meet you. And I've got a fascinating link in here today. How many of you are trying to do TikTok? Are you trying to do TikToks? You trying to do reels and videos to attract a bigger audience? I have an offer for you. It's in the comments. Pick it. It's one of the 3 best things I can share with you to bring your scrappy mindset back into play for getting healthy leads and increasing your sales. Talk to you soon.